Welcome back, United fans. Strap yourselves in, stay locked in, and make sure you're fully connected because what we're about to dive into today could shape not just this weekend, but the direction of Manchester United's season. Ahead of this massive Premier League showdown against Arsenal at the Emirates, the conversation around injuries, possible returns, tactical tweaks, and a red-hot January transfer window is absolutely dominating the noise around Old Trafford. Make no mistake, this is huge. So grab a brew, settle in, and don't forget to stay connected so you never miss a single update as this crucial period unfolds. Let's start where every United fan's concern naturally goes first. Team news and injuries, because availability right now could be the difference between momentum and frustration. The big talking point up top is Joshua Zerkzee, and it's not the update fans were hoping for. The Dutch forward remains doubtful for Sunday's clash after picking up a knock in training that ruled him out of the Manchester derby. While the club have kept things tight-lipped with no official medical bulletin released, Zerkzee himself was spotted outside Old Trafford telling supporters he expects to be out for around 2 weeks. Let that sink in. A player just beginning to find his feet, sidelined at a time when United needs sharpness, energy, and physical presence against one of the league's most aggressive pressing sides. In my view, it's a blow. Not catastrophic, but far from ideal. Zerkzee's ability to link play, occupy center backs, and bring others into the game would have been valuable at the Emirates, where space is earned, not given. With Zerkzee likely unavailable, Michael Carrick now faces a fascinating tactical call. Do you stick or twist? The signs suggest Carrick may continue with the derby setup, where Bryan Mbeumo led the line centrally, offering pace, work rate, and intelligent movement rather than a traditional focal point. It worked against City, but can it work again, away from home, against an Arsenal side that thrive on controlling territory? There are alternatives. Benjamin Sesko remains an option, offering height, power, and a different type of threat, especially if United choose to go more direct at times. And then there's the return of Shea Lacey, the exciting academy talent back in contention after serving a one-match suspension following his red card against Brighton. Throwing youth into a hostile Emirates atmosphere is always a gamble, but United's history tells us that fearlessness has often been born on nights like these. Would you trust youth in a game of this magnitude, or stick with experience and structure? That's the debate Carrick must settle. Now let's talk defense, and this is where optimism starts creeping back in. Matthijs de Ligt, the wall, the leader, the presence United have sorely missed. The word coming out of Carrington is simple. He's doing everything possible to be back. De Ligt is expected to return to training this week as he continues his recovery from the back issues that have kept him sidelined. And listen, this isn't just about fitness, this is about mentality. This is about standards. When De Ligt is in the squad, United look more assertive, more organized, more willing to stand their ground. Even if he's not fully ready to start, his presence alone lifts the back line. In my opinion, if he's declared fit enough for the bench, Carrick should seriously consider using him because Arsenal will test United aerially, physically, and mentally. Are you excited to see De Ligt back? Because I'll say it clearly, United are a different side when he's available. And the good news doesn't stop there. Mazeranoui is back in Manchester, and that's a massive boost at exactly the right time. Sources confirm he's set to return to full training on Wednesday and is expected to be available for the Arsenal match. That's huge. Mazeranoui brings balance, intelligence, and technical security qualities you absolutely need away at the Emirates, especially against Arsenal's wide rotations and overloads. His return gives Carrick flexibility, whether that's tucking inside to help in midfield or pushing higher when United transition. This is one of those returns that might not grab headlines, but tactically, it's priceless. Now, while all eyes are on Sunday, the January transfer window continues to rumble loudly in the background, and the noise is getting louder by the day. According to multiple reports, Manchester United have reached an agreement with Ruben Neves' camp, with personal terms not expected to be an issue. Club-to-club talks are expected to take place this week, and internally, United see Neves as a player who fits the United DNA system perfectly. And I understand why. Leadership, composure under pressure, tactical intelligence, and that ability to dictate tempo from deep. Neves brings control, something United have lacked at key moments this season. In other news, there was no rest, no celebrations, no comfort zone after that derby win. Yes, you heard that right. After bringing the red half of Manchester to its feet, the Manchester United first team squad were back at Carrington early this morning, boots on, minds focused, and eyes firmly set on Sunday. This is elite-level mentality. This is standards being reset. The message from Michael Carrick was loud and clear. One win means nothing if it isn't backed up. Beating City was special, but Arsenal away is a completely different beast tactically, mentally, and physically. The session itself told a story. It began in the gym, with carefully designed conditioning work aimed at maintaining sharpness rather than draining legs. No pointless running, no overload. Just intelligent workload management, something United fans have been crying out for. Then came the move onto the grass, and this is where Carrick's fingerprints were all over the session. High-intensity tactical drills, rapid ball circulation, positional discipline, and structured patterns of play dominated proceedings. The focus? His 4-2-3-1 system, a shape that screams United DNA, balance, and control. Let that sink in. This system in many ways exposes the missing piece United have lacked for too long. Clarity, clear roles, clear spacing, clear responsibility between defense, midfield, and attack. Carrick's drills emphasized compactness without killing creativity, vertical passing without chaos, and defensive shape without parking the bus. The double pivot worked relentlessly on protecting the back line while progressing the ball quickly. The attacking midfield unit drilled movement between the lines. Set-piece routines were rehearsed again and again, both attacking and defensive, with forensic attention to detail. This wasn't just training. This was coaching. One of the most striking moments came when Carrick addressed the squad directly. He informed the players that from now on, training sessions will be shorter, but far more intense. Fewer minutes, higher tempo, maximum concentration. This is modern elite football management, and according to insiders, the reaction from the squad was extremely positive. Players looked sharp, switched on, and fully engaged. There was no dragging of feet, no hiding, just pure focus. Unbelievable, but true. Sources inside Carrington say it was immediately obvious that the energy around the pitch felt different. There's a growing belief that Carrick and his coaching staff have struck the right balance between authority and approachability. The blend of personalities within the staff is already creating a strong dynamic, and players are responding to it. Conversations were constant, instructions were clear, corrections were instant. This wasn't a silent training session, it was alive, demanding, and purposeful. Another key detail that United fans will love is the increased emphasis on individual work. Specific players were pulled aside for tailored instructions, positioning tweaks, body shape adjustments, decision-making under pressure. This level of detail has impressed the squad massively. Players feel seen, players feel coached, players feel trusted, and when footballers feel that way, performances follow. Make no mistake, confidence is building. Now comes the real test. Arsenal away, the Emirates, a high-tempo side, aggressive press, ruthless in transitions. This will be a proper examination of Michael Carrick's ideas and his ability to adapt on the biggest stage. After winning his first match in charge, this next fixture is about proving that victory wasn't a one-off. It's about convincing the United fan base. It's about convincing the board. And it's about showing that this team can go toe-to-toe with the league's best and impose itself. So let me ask you, United fans, are you seeing the signs of something special? Do you believe Carrick's 4-2-3-1 can finally bring balance back to this side? Can this renewed intensity and clarity carry United past Arsenal and keep that winning momentum rolling? And dare we say it, can this be the start of a genuine push for a top 4 place? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Back your opinions. Debate it. Because one thing is certain, something has changed at Carrington. Meanwhile, according to reports from @TopSkillsport UK, Manchester United have now reached a full agreement on personal terms with Ruben Neves, with the Portuguese midfielder giving the green light to a 3-year contract as he eyes a long-awaited return to European football. That alone tells you everything you need to know about intent. Neves isn't just flirting with the idea he wants this move, he wants Old Trafford, and he wants to be part of what's being rebuilt. Talks between United and Al Hilal are now active, with negotiations centered on the transfer fee, and behind the scenes this one is starting to feel very real. For a side crying out for composure, leadership, and elite ball striking from deep, Neves feels like a proper footballer, the sort who dictates tempo, slows the chaos, and absolutely laces one from 30 yards when the crowd least expects it. Is 23 million euros, as previously suggested, really too much for that level of experience, pedigree, and tactical intelligence? Or is this one of those deals we'll look back on and say, how did United pull that off? Now add Fabrizio Romano into the mix, and suddenly the bigger picture becomes even clearer. According to Fabrizio, an internal meeting is imminent involving Michael Carrick himself to decide exactly how Manchester United approach the final stretch of the January transfer window. This is crucial. This isn't panic buying. This isn't scattergun recruitment. This is a proper football discussion about opportunity versus stability. Do United add one more body, potentially in midfield or another key area, or do they back the current squad and double down on cohesion? And here's where it gets spicy. Clubs in Italy, Roma and Juventus are circling, watching closely, waiting to see whether United open the door for Joshua Zerkzee. Fabrizio is clear. If United bring in another player, Zerkzee's exit could be given the green light. That tells you everything about the domino effect in play here. One signing triggers another move. One decision reshapes the squad balance. Would you let Zerkzee go now if it meant reinvesting smartly? Or do you hold firm and demand depth until the summer? These are the fine margins that define serious clubs. And speaking of foundations, let's talk about Kobbie Mainoo because this is massive. According to @Fabrizio Romano, Mainoo is staying. No loan, no debate, no hesitation. Michael Carrick trusts him. Carrick sees him as key. That word matters. In a season where clarity has often been missing, this is a firm line in the sand. Mainoo is viewed as part of the core, not a prospect to be managed carefully from afar. This is Carrick backing intelligence, bravery on the ball, positional discipline, and that rare ability to glide through pressure like it's Sunday League. Should he be starting every week? Should the system be built to protect and elevate him? For me, absolutely. If you want identity, you don't loan it out, you nurture it at Old Trafford, under the lights, with the Stretford end roaring. But then just when you think the story can't get any bigger, Vinicius Jr. enters the conversation. Yes, you heard that right. Reports emerging from Spain paint a genuinely explosive situation at Real Madrid. Booed by his own fans at the Bernabeu on January 17th, during a 2-0 win over Levante, Vinicius is said to be deeply affected, to the point where he's told his entourage he doesn't want to play where he feels unwanted. Add in an 18-game goal drought earlier this season, a stalled contract situation beyond 2027, and the mid-January departure of Xabi Alonso, and suddenly one of world football's brightest stars looks unsettled. Manchester United, astonishingly, are reported to be leading the race, with whispers of a 150 to 200 million euro summer move. Unbelievable. But true, this is the kind of rumor that shifts the temperature of the entire fan base. Can United really pull off something this seismic? Would Vinicius on the left wing at Old Trafford redefine the club's global status overnight? Or is this the sort of mega deal that demands absolute certainty from top to bottom? In my opinion, this all points to a club finally thinking coherently. Neves brings control. Mainoo represents the future. Carrick is clearly being trusted to shape the sporting direction. And even the fact that United are being mentioned alongside a name like Vinicius Jr. tells you the ambition hasn't died, it's just been recalibrated. The key now is execution. Smart deals, right profiles, no shortcuts. So I'll throw it to you, Reds. Would Ruben Neves transform this midfield immediately? Should United cash in on Zerkzee if the right opportunity arises? And if Vinicius became available, do you go all in and shake European football to its core? Drop your thoughts because this window is far from over. In other hand, this is one of those moments where the noise around Old Trafford is getting louder by the hour, and make no mistake, things are moving. According to reports from @Fichajesnet, Manchester United have now made their first formal move for Ruben Neves, and yes, a concrete offer is on the table. With Neves edging closer to free agent territory, Al Hilal are seriously weighing up accepting a fee around 23 million euros, and honestly, Reds, this is where the debate really heats up. In today's inflated market, where average midfielders are being slapped with 50 to 60 million pound price tags, a proven Premier League operator, a leader, a tempo setter, and one of the cleanest long-range ball strikers in Europe for 23 million euros feels too good to ignore. Is Neves the flashiest name? No. But is he reliable, battle-tested, tactically intelligent, and capable of dictating games on cold Tuesday nights? Absolutely. Under a manager who values structure, control, and intelligence in midfield, Neves could be a proper bargain, the kind United have failed to secure far too often in recent years. The real question is this: do United finally act smart, or do they hesitate and watch another club snap him up?